Matt Moore came on for the save in Week 7, AP photo Lynne Sladky. More. It was hard to find satisfaction in the early slate of Week 7. Cam Newton laid an egg at Chicago. The Cardinals never showed up in London. Marcus Mariota couldn't take advantage of hapless Cleveland. Thank the fantasy gods for some things we can rely on, like a Josh McCown vs. Matt Moore battle royale. Pinball scoring in South Florida. Moore earned the last laugh, sparking the Dolphins to a 17-point fourth period and a 31-28 come-from-behind victory over the Jets. Relief pitcher Moore racked up 188 passing yards and 2 touchdown passes, hitting on 13 of 21 passes. It might have been enough to earn the starting gig over Jay Cutler, who departed in the third quarter after suffering of chest injury. To be fair, Cutler had one of his better days, 2 scoring passes against a pick, same as Moore, and a rating over 114. But Cutler entered the day with a lousy set of stats, 5.2 EPA, a 75.4 rating. The Dolphins have been winning in spite of Cutler, not because of him. It's an open question as to why the Dolphins bothered to seek out Cutler after Ryan Tannehill got hurt. Cutler probably isn't an improvement over Moore to begin with. Heck, Adam Gass, of all people, should know about Cutler's deficiencies. Follow Adam Schefter at Adam Schefter. Dolphins believe QB Jay Cutler suffered 2 cracked ribs today that could sideline him 2 to 3 weeks, per source. More tests coming. 5:35 a.m., October 23, 2017. 193 replies, 628 retweets, 1,170 likes. Twitter adds info and privacy. Whoever gets the starting gig in Miami could be looking at bonanza scoring down the road. Baltimore's defense presents a formidable challenge in Week 8. It's also a Thursday game, but consider some of the other opponents: Oakland, Week 9, Tampa Bay, Week 11, New England, Week 12 and 14. The Dolphins' passing game could be a boon in the middle of the fantasy year. Jarvis Landry, 7-93-1, and Kenny Stills, 6-85-2, were both excellent Sunday. Hey, the less we talk about Jay, 23-51-0, the better. McCown ended the game as the scapegoat, throwing a horrible pick that set up Miami's clinching field goal. But he did plenty of fantasy fun things prior to that, throwing 3 touchdown passes: Robbie Anderson, Jermaine Kears, Austin Seferian-Jenkins, and running in another himself. McCown has multiple touchdowns in 3 straight games, and he's starting to establish nifty rapport with his underrated group of receivers. Keep McCown's name handy for next week when the Falcons come to the Meadowlands. With 6 teams on bye, you might need him. Although ASJ finished with a modest 3-21 1 on 5 targets, he did find the end zone for the 3rd straight game. This is starting to look like a breakout year at age 25. Remember, he was a second-round pick in 2014 and showed flashes of stardom before getting hurt in 2015. The Jets could be sitting on a franchise player here. Brett Hundley not ready for close-up. I tried very hard to be open-minded with Brett Hundley on the eve of his first start. I noted his fine play, 3 years' worth, at UCLA. I examined his exhibition success. I threw out what he did at Minnesota last week, given that it was a surprise relief appearance and against one of the better defenses in the league. But there's no getting around it. Hundley was terrible against New Orleans in Week 7, 12-25-87, 1 interception. The game was fast for him, and he was slow on his reads. He was inaccurate. Hundley's fantasy day was partially bailed out by 44 rushing yards and a touchdown, but Hundley sunk the offense around him. And while the Saints have improved on defense, it's not like this is an elite group. Every part of the passing game gets at least 1 notch of a downgrade. Jordy Nelson, think of him as a WR2 now. Devontae Adams is a borderline starter. You can cut Randall Cobb, I'll sign off, and I considered Martellus Bennett a cut even before Week 7. The Packers are now a team that will need to hide its quarterback, hope to win ugly. The upcoming schedule isn't easy. Lions, at Bears, Ravens, at Steelers. P&O on the take. Although Russell Wilson was near perfect at the Giants, the Seahawks left points on the field. A big part of it was Thomas Rawls, who made these mistakes. He ran into his quarterback on a handoff. He was whistled for a false start on a goal line snap. He dropped a screen pass with no one around him, and he misread a block on a developed screen that could have gone for a back-breaking play. You watch Rawls on a day like Sunday and you wonder if he's ever been coached or listened to coaching.